In this live coding session, we advance our SwiftUI behavior by doing simple test-driven development on simple types. Hey everyone, welcome to the Quality Coding live stream. Live coding, live mistakes, live test-driven development. I'm your host, John Reed. Welcome, Mudshark and Kithril. Good to have you. And Eric. Nice. Sorry about last week. Sudden break, unexpected break. Yeah, I was sick. Because of that, I got to hang out with Bill Wake and Mudshark on Bill's Twitch stream, which was fun. But then I got worse and worse. That was my good day when I still had a brain. Turns out I got COVID for the first time after 4.5 years. Unbroken streak was broken. Hey, Garbob. Growth Pilgrim. Yeah, thanks. I am doing really well now. Just a little bit of something rattling in my chest, but otherwise doing great. So unexpected sickness, unexpected break. Let's get back into wherever the heck we were and whatever the heck we were doing. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, welcome. Subscribe so that you get more of these as they come. And if you like what you see, even watching just a few minutes of it, give it a like. We are working on TDDing a game of Mastermind in SwiftUI. And before we get back into what we were doing, I did make some changes after the last session, specifically around Xcode 16 support. Let me show you that. There was a problem where this helper to get the color of the code choice was failing. It would work in Xcode 15 and it would fail in Xcode 16, and I thought, oh no, it's a view inspector bug. Went to the view inspector GitHub page and found some discussion there that was not due to a change in view inspector. It is due to a change in Xcode and SwiftUI. It's what this line or this helper used to go down and say, it's kind of long, but it's like, get the view, find the code choices, dig into the VStack, dig into the for each. And right after this, it would say, find the button. Not find the button, just sort of navigate to the button as the next thing down, and it didn't work. Turns out, the latest version of SwiftUI might randomly stick views in place that we did not create. So there was a view in between that for each and the button that for each button that it contained. Hello. So Alexi's advice was beware of using View Inspector to navigate down a view hierarchy, because we can't rely on the view hierarchy we define as being the same as the view hierarchy we inspect. So my solution was, once we find the for each inside of there, do another find for a button type, for a button. And then I could keep going. And yeah, it's still got all this navigation and stuff, but it works for now. So that got us back up and running. It does introduce a couple of warnings now that we are in Xcode 16. Oh, I had to update GitHub Actions also to use the latest Xcode. Warnings. Here's a warning. Inspectable sheet. So this is, let's see what it says. Extension declares a conformance of imported type inspectable sheet to imported protocols pop-up presenter. This will not behave correctly if the owners of mastermind introduce this conformance in the future. So this is a view inspector thing where we can't use a regular sheet. We define our inspectable sheet, and in the test side we say, and this conforms to pop-up presenter, and it looks like the warning is, hey, if the production code conforms to it, this is going to be weird. But let's see if we can't just fix it. Whoop. What kind of fix is that? Do I need both of those? I don't know. Let's see what it says. I'm gonna build the tests. Looks okay. I think the fix-it was a little too aggressive. Oh, no, I haven't, Eric. I suppose that's the next step. Spooky, scary. So let's get this in there as fixing a warning, and we trust our, ability to say this is for tests. It's the only reason it's there. All right. So it was kind of an automated fix, but not quite. But it's just for a warning. So I'm going to say this is low risk. And, mostly automated. Fix warning about. Ta-da. Okay. That's one. What's the other one? That's okay. I don't mind this one. I thought I had another one somewhere else. It's funny how in there it was like, why I had to go to it to see it. Main actor isolated property view inspector hook cannot be used to satisfy non-isolated protocol requirement. Oh, this is our little helper thingy. Okay. Can we fix this so that I mean, is it possible to say this goes on the main actor? Nope. Did that work? Looks like it got it. Good. Now I'll have to make a note here to myself since this is code I publish, update testable view. There we go. Fix warning about isolation. What if we did it that way? Hang on. Let's see. Let me try your idea, Eric. So if we do it that way, which looks a little nicer. I like it. Thank you. That's better. Good. All right. I think we're back. So, what are we doing? We are trying to play a game with a secret length of 2, displaying empty holes for the secret length. We wanted to continue many of 1 with 4 each, probably to get the size and say for however big it is, display empty holes for each one. That looks valid, I think that's where we are. Gotta say, discovery trees are have been such a useful thing to me, even working solo like this, to help me see context, very quickly see where are we. There's a clear change between the green stuff, which is done, and the yellow stuff, which is not done, and the orange stuff, which is the work in progress. It works. Discovery trees work even better in a team, an ensemble coding together. You can have people come and go from the ensemble. You can have the work continue even as the people who are there are not the same people you had a little while ago. The work can continue. Amazing. So let's look at our secret, the empty holes, and see what we got there. Doop, doop, doop. I think it was down. This looks like code choice view with a button. So what? Okay, maybe I remember, I think we were adding this. So that is the work in progress, is that we have 1. We're trying to do many of 1. And access the guest size. Okay. Sometimes you still have to establish context. And I'm trying to figure out, what does it mean? I don't think it's the choice. The guest sounds more like it. Ah, Kithriel. Ensemble coding reminds me of the ship of Theseus. Exactly. It is wicked cool. The people come and go, and the work keeps moving forward. So Munchark, your guess is that it's the guess. Let's take a look. Okay, we've got code choices and a secret size. Come on, wakey, wakey. I like the ship of Theseus analogy. A problem that we have in the software industry is that programmers are incentivized by the system of rewards and punishments to stay busy. It's more important that you're busy than that you're effective, that you're busy individually. Look at all the stuff I did, rather than that you're effective as a team. All right, so we've got one choice. Let's increase the number of code choices. Ta-da, now let's increase the secret size. Okay, that's good. I think that, yeah, probably things start to go awry when they, whoop, can't do that. Layout gets funny. Yeah. Okay, so we need to probably fix the layout. But we can do that down the road. Right now, we're just trying to get to a secret size of 2. It does look like there was that. I think what we have is what we're missing, and we can try. Well, I guess I can try running it here. Is the notion that this, if I click one of these colors, it should go into this first empty hole, and the game's done. There is this problem that the sheet is stubborn. So even though we have, okay, even though we have a two empty holes, we're only dealing with one of them and the game is over. So I think that's where we need to continue this. How to put this? Access guest size doesn't tell me anything. We need to first we need to support how to put it. Checked. It's not just checked. It's that it's also not entered. How do I say it? Thank you. There we go. There. That's what we need to do. Okay. Wheel then. What's the test of the behavior that we need? I think it is that when we make a guess, for now, I'm going to stick with the same pattern, not introduce the button yet of like, I'm ready to submit my guess, but instead support click one color, drops it in here, clicking another color drops it into the next one. I think we need a test for that. Also, we need to correct or move away from the test around. We've got a hard-coded something here. Here we go. You win or you lose based on that. Oh, that comes to this. The secret should evaluate the whole guess. Okay, so we've got a chicken and egg problem here. Maybe go like this. Maybe it'll be clearer if we say we did that. It works for one. Now we're still expanding the many of one. But what if we have the secret evaluate the whole guess and then support clicking? All right. What do we want to say here? And what is the test that is checking this? Let's look for you win. You win and you lose. Let's examine these. We have two code choices. A secret that's of size 1. Right? It's an array of the one code choice. To do this, let's keep this in place as secret size 1. Let's do that. To try to keep the tests we have and then add to them by saying, okay, now let's figure out how to express the test for secret size of 2. So I'm going to get this in place first. This is really just a rename tests to be specific about secret size 1. The length. Where was that? In the game. Okay. I think this is getting back to my original sticky that I didn't understand about the secret size. So. Let's look at this again. Where's the game? Okay, so the game has a implicit secret size. It does. Oh, but this is just an extension to make the tests easier. Let us make it explicit. I can go like this at first. I tend to shy away from extensions on the system under test because it confuses me. I feel like it sort of muddles the test code to it doesn't make it obvious what is test code. That's test code right there. Versus what is actual production code. And maybe I need to move away from this, but anyway, this is a safe change. That's test only. Size to so what if now I say gotta specify the secret size? I think the way to do this without the red rash is now to add them one by one. A helper method would be better. But let's be explicit about this time. Right, these should continue to pass. We're avoiding the red rash. I feel confident about blazing ahead with this. Like that. And now we should be able to get rid of the default. Pass in secret size explicitly. I think Mudshark, you're right that to avoid the confusion that comes from this being an extension, it would be better game screen to have a helper here. Private func make game. Like call can throw, but KK. Oh, wow, look at this. Let me do that again, just so you see it. Call can throw, but is not marked with try. Did you mean to use try? Yes. Oh, that time it did it. When I did the, I'm getting very different behaviors from selecting one. Let me do this again. Selecting, did you mean try? It looks like fix everything just says, just apply them all. So looks like there's a time and a place to click and say, let's make that. Okay, that's better. And then we have the secret maker as null in there. So I should be able now to replace all try game with try make game. Let's be bold, except for that one. And now we should be able to get rid of that. That's better. That's better. Prefer helpers over production code extensions. This is a test-only change. Use instead helper instead of extension init. Okie dokie. Now we can come back here. It's explicitly setting the game secret here. Do I need to do that? If the nullable is doing it for me, let's try getting rid of that. What's the deal? Game show overshows you lose when guess does not match the secret. We're trying to find code choice to tap. What's the difference between these tests? Looking. Code choice to tap is still the same one. No, wait. The code is different. Why? Evidently, I don't understand this test. So this test will fail if I say that should match. Good. Down here, I think we can get the same thing with this. No. With this, that should pass. Okay. Okay, if we're nullable, we have a secret maker that is a null. When we make the secret, it just puts the options in order. Code choice 0 is the reversed value versus the actual position it could be. I think I can probably re-express this test by relying on the nullable. Yeah, I think it is the position. Let's see here. This makes more sense to me. And this. There we go. This is making more sense. Because the nullable just shoves in the code straight in order. The first one is index choice 0. And if you select that, you win. So this is improving test readability. Yeah, hello. We have several more folks join. Say hello. Love to, especially if this is your first time dropping in. And especially if you are work with Swift or anything in the Apple ecosystem, and this is your first time here, drop by and say hello, even if it's not your first time here. and Mudshark remembers, I enjoy seeing where people are from. Part of the fun nature of this online stuff. Okay. Annoyingly, Xcode does not, even though I committed these changes, it doesn't update this. Without going refresh file status. Now, I think we're in position to say, let's make a secret size of 2. We would get a secret size of 2, and we want to tap 2 of them. So instead of code choice to tap, that's like, it's code choice, first code choice and the second code choice. like that. Then if we it's a little ugly, but I think this this test looks good, but I'm not sure it drives any new behavior because of how we have hard-coded check for just one, but it'll support us expanding that hard-coded check. Let's see what it does. I rather suspect, oh, I think it is, okay, looks like we have a failing test. Yay! We tap one and then tap the first and then the second, and we're not supporting that. Finally, we get a failing test where we want it, which will drive new behavior. Let's go. I think before I do this, let me disable this. I think first I want to expand this check to support the existing secret size of 1. Let's go there. And then we can expand the clicking. These things have to fit together, but if we expand the check first, it'll let us move forward. So what do we want to say? We want to ask the secret, do you match the guess? Let's express that the way we wish we had it. So it would be like if game secret matches guess. Something like that. That looks pretty good to me. So we want a secret that takes a guess. Matches. Whoops. This is the secret maker. This should be in the secret itself. Come on. We're doing so well. So it takes a guess. And that's essentially what we want to do, but we need to reach in to the guess, code choice, subscript, size, how to do this. We've got the two different types, which we wanted kept so that we could keep them, really discriminate between a guess and a secret. But now we need to compare. We can, and I don't want to expose the code here. We can iterate over them. We've got a size, we've got subscripts. This is starting to look like a fair amount of code, which makes me want to test drive it because this is not as straightforward as I thought it would be. Okay. Doink, doink. Yeah. Let's go to secret. That's secret maker tests. We don't have secret tests. Okay. By the way, now that we're in Xcode 16, how do we switch this to use the new, basically honor the file system thing rather than groups and so forth? I mean, these aren't groups, they are folders, but I think there needs to be a switch somewhere around project format. Is that it, I wonder? It's more than that. I think that's the actual format of the project file. We'll come back to that. We are trying to test a secret. So let's say secret matches. Guess. And secret maybe does not match. Yeah, it would break that. Maybe it's too early. I think Garbob, that's a good caution. I have not upgraded my OS because I understand that as soon as you do, you lose Xcode 15. Like you can't run it anymore. And so thinking about things in terms of trying to put on my Kent Beck hat for like, when should you defer a decision? What options does it keep open? Versus what benefit do you get from converting? I think the strong rule of thumb here would be don't upgrade until you feel pulled to, and same for the Xcode file layout choice. So thank you for that. Let's make a secret. Oh, the extract to file or create new file from the what you have in the clipboard. I've been using that to death. That was thanks to, I forget who posted it on LinkedIn. I saw. Let's accept this and see what it gives us. This is not correct. Red, green, blue, yellow, red. Don't need all this. First, let's make a secret. Code, where code choice is color and we have one of those, and say red and green. Like that, and call that our secret. And then we have a guess. Does that also take the same code choices, I presume? The guess is... Oh. Okay. Let's try again. Guess with a secret size of 2. And we'll say sure. And well, red and green. I'm just starting with where the test feels easy to write. This is still kind of a gross test. But let's start there. Okay, back to secret. This should fail the test. In which case, this passes. It's good. The secret. What are we doing? We're doing secret matches triangulation. First step. Now we can make this better. First off, let's extract. Okay, everyone, thanks for coming. Just teasing, Michaela. Okay, so the question we all want to know. Where in the world is... Hey! Oh, is it time for Swift Leads? That'd be nice. Nice. Awesome. Wish I were there. Have fun. Say hi to everyone for me. That's great. I just did something that rarely works, but this time it did work. We've got a duplication here between this and this, and nice. Yeah. I'm just a little jealous. On the other hand, you know, I'm just got over COVID, so that would have been totally bad timing for me to try to travel. Well, I could have just made it, but no. I've got other travel for family in the books coming up soon, and that always matters more. So we've got a duplication between this and this, and I want to use my special secret WEP. Extract all occurrences. Look at that, it actually worked. Take care, Michaela. Thanks for coming by to say hi. I'll just call this red and swap and call it green. Look at that. Sometimes things work with automated refactoring. Sometimes. So it's a little cumbersome, but this is the way it's designed to say our secret is red and green. We got a guess size of 2, and we're gonna set them to red and green. That seems. Oh, they did? Oh, that's good to hear. So this is an improved test. Good enough. So now we should be able to say secret does not match. If we say red and how to do this? Let's say blue. If the secret is, oops, red and green, but we guess red and blue, then this should be false. Good. Now we can come. Let's see. Let me accept what it says so that I can see it more clearly. Nice try. Let's say 4. Where do we have for code? The secret in the code for the secret and the index in the code maybe that's it. Let's try that. Oop. Guess of index cannot convert type of. Do I have this backwards? Hi. Thank you, Eric. We appreciate that. Okay, it looks like the index comes first. Let's try that. Okay, ta-da! We do have an assumption right now about the length. So, but we'll do that next. This is triangulate secret matches. Cool. Let's look at our duplication here. So going back to basic TDD, where we got something to pass. We triangulate. We do the simplest possible thing. We get it to pass. It was failing. We get it to pass by just returning true. We triangulate by giving it a different example. We get that to pass. Now we're refactoring. And there is stuff to clean up out here. I would like to get rid of, pull these colors out, as their values aren't actually important to the test. Let's make these private var like that. And we'll do our John Reed setup. And our John Reed teardown. Don't forget, we also need to let the user know how many colors are in the correct or incorrect position if the guess is incorrect. It could be a separate function, though. That's true. And then for now, it will be a separate function that doesn't exist, that we're not doing. All right. With these, should be able, I'm pulling out those. I think these tests are now pretty good. Very clear. Secret of red and green, secret size, 2, guess, and the outcome. I'm happy with this. Okay, one more. And that is Not sure that we really need it, but we don't have, like, what if... Yeah, we do. What if they're the different size? Does not match S of different size. So I could say, you know what? Red and green. But if the secret size is 1, we say it's red, which partially matches, which is sort of the state we're in right now, that should say, sorry. And this might crash right now. Yep. That looks pretty good. And here I'm content treating the crash as a failure rather than seeing this exactly go to a red, because it was crashing and now it's green. And I'm fine with that. Exclude guess of wrong size. So this has been a fun bit of TDD. Very simple, but we've ended up with 3 tests and pretty complex code. We've got our 3 returns, 1 for each test. And it is pretty complex, and the secret is now getting large, and I want to separate it into a separate, put it into a separate file. So let's use Xcode 16's new thing. Here we go. I'm going to select that, cut it, and do new secret Swift from clipboard. Ta-da! Pretty nice. And that should still pass. Aha! Move the secret to its own file. Our code is growing. Our tests are growing. We'll keep it as is, I guess. The place that makes me wish we were operating on the new file system thing is I can say, I can do sort by name in here. Also here. And I wish I didn't have to do that. Looks like it just changed that around. Let me give it a quick run. So that is an environment change. All right. I've kind of diverged from this. No, not exactly. We were working on this. We don't have that. Let me rearrange this to tell a better story. This is done. The secret evaluates. No. That's not done. We're not using it yet. Come back, come back, come back. We have this lovely bit of code that's all TDD that we're not using. And we should be able to drop it in now to the game screen. Here we go. This, swapping this out, should just pass. Good. And bonus, the code is more expressive. It's more like what we want the problem domain to say. Use new, or I'm gonna call it a feature, even though it is refactoring. Really, we're doing many of one and still working on that. So this is use now that's done. These all kind of overlap with each other, but again, to sort of tell the story, I keep changing my mind, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with saying, there. Now we're in a position to say we need to keep track of where the guess is going to land. Let's have a look. There's probably more hard coding. Oh, that's not good. Let's fix this real quick. You lose. The secret was... Don't feel a need to TDD. No. We do have the text about the secret was this or that. Let me put this in before I forget, since this is becoming bigger than I thought. I'll explain in just a second. Hang on. Can't lose my thought. Changing my mind. Yes. Describe secret upon failure. Okay. This might be the last thing we do. The game screen tests, you lose. See, that's disabled still. We'll come back to that. Oh, I don't have a test for this. I'm testing was the prefix. Let's test the whole thing. So here I want to do a characterization test. Get this to fail so I can pop in the actual value. Come on, come on. Arr. Hard to copy and paste. Arr. Come on. Let me copy and paste this thing. Arg. There. Finally something I can use. What a pain. Okay. Phew. Test entire failure description for secret size 1. And maybe we'll come back to this. But what I'm picturing is, yeah, the order we do this keeps shifting. It's like, is this next? Is that next? I'm picturing a full, nice, you lose. The secret was brown, comma, green. You know, with 2. And I don't think we're there. I don't think we're in a position to do that. So let's set this back. Reorder this. Like that. Support multiple clicks to guess. I think that's where we're coming back to. Here is, this looks like the one place we have that checks, have you filled in guess 0? If you have, game is over. And that looks like a place to say instead, have you submitted an entire guess? Do you have a full guess, not one thing? And that feels like another another piece of functionality, doesn't it? Game over. It's really round over. But so there's that. That's one piece of the puzzle. The other piece is that when we click on the code guess view, that's not it. Here, the guess to set. This is hard coded also. Let me use another thing. Going to split this into two. But I want to use another feature of Xcode that I'm glad they added. Hold on, Mudshark. What I want is to bookmark this. To make it very clear, we want to come back here, and we want to come back here. And so now both of these bookmarks will appear, and we should be able to pop between them. And that's it. I think, let's see, game over when guess is filled. I'm going to mark these back into to-dos. I think we are at a good point to stop. I like these sessions being 90 minutes. I know other folks keep going, and I just don't have the brain power to keep going without a break. So let's call it. What did we do? Retro time. Xcode 16 fails a test. I found out that Xcode 16 adds empty views in surprising places, which can break whole tests. So that's one thing. What else did we do? We're starting to drive out more domain structures, domain types. It was nice to do that with plain old TDD. Plain old TDD for the win. What else did you observe or remark on? Let's review what we have here. I'm going to say, you know what? It's totally okay to rearrange the discovery tree. Like, keep one problem I found with teams really getting kind of carried away with the coding and not curating the tree. It's easy to keep driving forward and get excited. And one of the important roles in an ensemble is to have someone who is, what is it, the librarian? Let's see, TDD, no, it's ensemble mob programming RPG. Oh, thank you. That's a good one. Replace extension with helper. Very good. Let's see. It's the archivist. So each of these PDFs gives kind of a different description. Of like you get points for doing something. The archivist records solution alternatives on a big chart. Express an idea as it is taking shape on a big chart. Articulate the current task, and make it visible to the entire mob. That's the discovery tree. So that's the archivist. There are other things in here. There's also I've really noticed a change in language around driver navigator, that the people who really pay attention to ensemble programming are now moving away from driver navigator descriptions. Emily Bache has a good description of this in a recent video she made about ensemble programming and how it's different from pair programming. I'm getting a little carried away here, but I'll just add this. If you want to see this, this is fun stuff. Yeah, replace extension with a helper. Also, avoid upgrading until you have to. And that's to keep options open. Otherwise, we can't say, let's try it in Xcode 15. All right. I think that is a wrap for today. Thank you for coming. Folks who, first, thank you everyone who's joined and participated in the chat. Always appreciate you folks. For those who are watching on YouTube, definitely give it a like. You made it this far. There must have been something useful in here for you. And subscribe. Otherwise, carry on as usual. U.S. citizens, make sure you're registered to vote. It is super, super important, and I'm looking particularly to the youth to help to step up. We need you. All right, that's it then. Take care. If all goes well, I'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.